What's up, everyone? Woo! It's Friday. Holy crap. It's amazing. All right, we'll just wait for a couple more people. Drop viewers right away. I love it. Heck yeah. How's everyone doing today? Anyone got any funny stories or things happening to them right now? Since it's 38 degrees and, you know, sunny out, I thought I'd wear a Hawaiian shirt today because that's amazing. Thanks, Braden. This is the official Monona Grove Pole Vault shirt of 2019. All pole vaulters have to put on something silly that I get for them, whether it's like a hat or some crazy shirt. All right, ate pizza on top of a parking garage at 10:30. I like it. What kind of pizza, Braden? All right, guys, we're going to jump into this right meow. If you can name the movie where that comes from, where you got to say meow a bunch of times, see how many times you can say meow. I'll give you some kudos. A cheese pizza. That's nice. Braden, it's great. I like it. Hopefully you took that extra money that you would have spent on like pepperoni or mushrooms or sausage, and you put that into your Roth IRA, right? Just take the little extra money. Instead of getting all the toppings, the meat lovers, you get the cheese, and then you take that extra money that you would have spent and throw it into some sort of investment. All right, so just a quick review. One does not simply raise their credit score with magic. It takes work. It takes a lot of work. Improving your score, you got to pay your bills on time. So when I first went into grad school, in order to become a teacher, I did. I was selling my house. I had a mortgage. Lord of the Rings. No, it's not Lord of the Rings. Maybe it is, but I don't think it is. It's not. The movie that I'm thinking of is totally different. So I went to grad school and I still had a mortgage. I quit my job, did my mortgage, or still had a mortgage, but I still had extra stream of income. And I actually I was late on a few payments. Like I went 30 days and then 60 days late on a couple payments. One was my mortgage because I knew that it was going to sell real quickly. I do not do this. Always make your mortgage payments on time. Always make every payment on time. Your credit card, at least do the minimum. If you can't do the whole thing or do a chunk of it, whatever you got to do, you have to make your payments on time. But I was kind of playing around with different things, different investments. So I was like, screw it. I can take a little whatever, 30 or 60 day. It is so it's been 21 months, and I looked this up on Credit Karma. It's been 21 months, and they actually grade you congratulations, it's been 21 months since your last late payment. And I'm like, oh my God. This stuff actually, your payment history really, really counts. You have to make sure that you pay your stuff on time, even if it's the minimum amount. But then eat ramen noodles, get cheese pizza, whatever it is, make sure you have enough money for all of your bills. All right, so apply for an open new credit only as needed. Pay off debt instead of moving it around. Remember, don't do the balance transfers that credit card companies offer. 0% on balance transfers for 18 months. Don't do that. Just pay it off, okay? Just keep that one credit card and pay it down. Just get serious and pay it down. Avoid excessive inquiries. Don't go to 5 different car dealerships and let them pull your credit. And then give yourself time. So 21 months. It's still I still probably have another 2 years until my credit is back where it used to be. Before like a divorce and changing my whole career and all that stuff. All right, habits for creating positive credit history. We talked about these. Print clearly on all credit applications. Consistently use and complete your name. Ronald Gary Hull on everything. Ronald Gary Hull, not Ronnie G, Ron G, or whatever. Hull, not H. Don't make the U look like an O or an A. You got to be very careful with that. Set up a budget, guys. Use your budget. Use your budget, and pay your bills on time. I had this bad habit. If I budgeted, if I wrote it down, I would still I would go over my budget. You have to write it down. You have to keep yourself accountable. I refused to write down a budget because I didn't want to constrain myself to, any type of restriction, because I'm one of those FOMO guys, fear of missing out. I needed to go to that next regatta. I needed to, go on that trip to Colorado with my friends. I needed to do all the things that my friends were doing when I made these huge life changes still. And it got me into a little bit of trouble. So you have to be careful, set up a budget, live by the budget, tell your friends no, tell your family no, it's okay. A question: will unsubsidized federal student loans count against your credit? Any loan that you take out will be on your credit report. If you do not if you make late payments, it will count against your credit. If you make payments on time, it'll help your credit. So yes, unsubsidized loans, federal student loans, will count for your credit, but it could either go up or bad depending upon how you treat them. Review your credit report every 60 to 90 days. I do it every week. Credit Karma, it's easy, it's free. I locked it in. You don't have to do all the credit card things. They try to advertise credit cards and different things like that. If you want to get a good credit card or whatever, or look at your credit, if you're just starting out, that might be a good way. They might have some good credit cards that will help you out. But it's a free service, but they are going to advertise other products as well. All right. When you're falling behind, okay, here's the deal. If you fall behind, okay, and this is a mistake that I made with Chase Bank, I was like, you know what? I want to do these other things. I'm starting grad school. I'm not going to pay my mortgage for 2 months. This is very bad. Don't do this, okay? I should have called up Chase Bank and said, hey, listen, this is what's happening. I made a huge career change. I made a life change. My house is being sold. I will pay it back. I will catch up, but I'm not going to pay for 2 months because I don't have the money to do it. If you contact your lenders, it'll help things out. Otherwise, if you don't contact your lenders, they're going to be calling you every day, calls after calls after calls, and they won't leave messages. You can tell if it's a lender that's or some sort of creditor, because they won't leave messages. If someone leaves you a message, that might be a phishing thing or whatever. But usually, if you're behind on something, they will just call and call and call, and they won't leave messages. They're waiting to annoy you enough to pick up. So pick up the phone, okay? When they call, pick up the phone. Tell them what's happening. Be honest with them, and then move forward. Say, this is the plan, and I'm moving forward. Stop using your credit limits until your finances are under control. So stop going on those trips. Stop buying prime rib steaks. Get the frozen chicken at Woodman's with cash. You have to limit your spending. You have to make a budget. You have to get serious with yourself and move forward. Look to professionals for help. Credit counseling. Summit has this great thing that they do. Like if you have, and I've never done this, but I've seen people in the community do it, where they will actually counsel you on how to get out of this thing, right? Like you walk into a bank, you go up to a banker and say like, I'm in deep shit right now. Like I've overspent. I have all this stuff. They will direct you to a credit counselor, and they will help you out. Okay, they're not going to pay your bills for you, but they're going to have some tough conversations with you. You know, you could even, obviously, all of you guys have my phone number. You can call me up, and I'll give you some tough talk. You know, like get your stuff together. Let's do this. Make a plan. Stick to the plan. Whatever. It's like anything. You know, you fall behind in homework. You fall behind with, you know, any type of thing. You need someone to help you out. You know, if you need to work out every single day, it's best to do it with a buddy. It's best to have someone right there by your side, knocking you around a little bit in case if you step out of line. Okay, so don't be afraid to ask someone for help. Okay, you don't have to go to your parents. You don't have to go to your best friends. You can go to resources. They have resources out there that will help you get, you know, anonymously get back on track. Okay. All right. What's going on here? Common credit misconceptions. Your score will drop if you check your credit. So if you do hard things, then like over and over again, then yes. Like if you go to 5 different car dealerships and they're pulling your credit, it will drop your credit score. Closing old accounts will improve your credit score. Wrong. You got to keep those actually open. I closed out a whole bunch of I made a huge mistake. I closed out a whole bunch of my credit card things after I paid them all off because I didn't want that I didn't want that temptation to go and like spend a whole bunch of stuff again. So what I should have done is put all my credit cards into a bucket of water, put it in my freezer and froze them, and then just not use them after I paid them all off. Once you pay off a negative card, it is removed from your a negative record is removed from your credit report. It's not. It's on there. And some people say it's 7 years. Some people say it's more than that. If you get behind, it's going to be in your credit report. People are going to, the lenders and the credit bureau, the credit reporting agencies, they're going to see it. All right. Now, your score will eventually improve again, but it doesn't just go off. Like once I take care of it, it doesn't just go off. Like it's still there. You just have to make sure that you just have to, it takes time to get that payment history back up for a long time. Being a cosigner doesn't make you responsible for the account. If you are a cosigner on a credit card, if your buddy needs a credit card or wants a car and you cosign for that and they don't make the payments, guess what? Your credit, bye-bye. You're going to have issues just like they will. Paying off debt will add 50 points to your credit score. No, like it takes a long time to move 50 points. All right. So I would say that, you know, in 21 months since I really actually got like, you know, when I started really going after it, my credit score has moved up like 20 points, 25 points. So you got to stay on it and you just got to be in it for the long haul. All right. Possible warning signs of fraud. You got some strange data, some strange mail coming through, maxed out credit cards, late payments, a lot of phone calls with no messages. Phone calls with no messages, those are debt collectors and credit card companies. And then credit score differences. For instance, like between my two credit reporting agencies that on Credit Karma, there's a 19-point difference. That's not a huge difference. That's like if the score is like 100 points different, then you got some issues. All right, so then you're going to have to start investigating and see what happens. All right. Any questions so far. This is kind of a funny meme. Had my credit or had my identity stolen and credit score went up. Like someone got a credit card underneath your name and like paid it off on time and your credit score went up. That's pretty funny. All right, types of credit: revolving versus installment. Revolving you can use over and over again. For instance, a credit card. All right, that's revolving credit. If I have a $10,000 limit and I put $1,000 on it, and then I make a payment, I can put another $1,000 on it, another $500 on it. I pay it all off. I can access that credit again. If I pay off just a little bit, then I have the access to my credit limit and the difference on that. An installment loan, like a car loan, I get a car loan for $10,000 and I pay it off every month. I can never have access to that credit I've already paid off again. Okay, the loan amount just keeps going down, right? When you pay it off, and then you can't like say, well, I need that money back, or I want some money back. That's not how it works. So installment is you take out one chunk and then you pay that off over time. Revolving is you borrow a little bit here and there. You pay it off, you go back up, you pay it off, you go back up. Installment loans are low interest. Revolving loans, like revolving credit, those are higher interest. Types of interest: fixed versus variable. All right, fixed interest rate stays the same the whole time. If I go buy a car and I need a $10,000 loan, that interest rate might be 5%, right? It might be 2%, whatever it is. And that interest rate stays the same the whole entire time, okay? Now, if I have a variable interest rate for something like on a credit card, it will change if my credit score changes. If the prime interest rate changes. The prime interest rate is an interest rate that's used in markets in order to for like large borrowing and stuff like that. So if, let's say I make a late payment or I don't make a payment, my interest rate could go up, right? So they say if I get, on these credit cards in the Schumer box, if I make a late payment, my interest rate may go from 12.99% to 29.99%. So you got to take a look at what those variable rates can change to. If my credit score gets tanked, it's so funny. Like, this is actually how like the poor get poorer. If I have trouble paying back credit and my credit score goes down, then they charge me more. But if I don't have problems, if I don't actually need that money, then I pay less. That's the deal, okay? Secured versus unsecured. Secured is something of value can be taken if you stop making payments, like an auto loan, okay? And it has a lower interest because it's attached to something, an auto loan or a home loan. So if I have a car and I borrow $10,000 off that, if I stop making payments, someone's going to show up with a tow truck and they're going to take my car. If I have a home and I borrow $200,000 to get this home, if I stop making payments, they're going to force me into a foreclosure sale, and someone's going to buy my house through a foreclosure share sale, right? And then that's how the bank recovers their money, the money that they lost on that. Unsecured, like credit cards, nothing of value to take if you stop making payments. And that's why it's a higher interest rate. Okay, so if I buy a watch with my credit card and I stop paying my credit card, they're not going to take my watch. They're going to destroy my credit and charge me fees, and they're going to end up collecting through annoyance and stuff like that. All right, so you got to be very, very careful with that type of stuff. All right, I think that's the last slide here. So this one was actually pretty quick here. Do you guys have any questions on this? I think 70 out of 90 people took the test that was due by last night. I need those other 20 people to get their stuff together here. Take that test today, if possible. Do it as soon as possible. It just makes, honestly, it's to make my life easier because I don't want to be grading these things on May 30th when your grades are due the next day or whenever it is. All right. So let's all, work together here. Take that test. Make sure you hit proceed or submit or whatever it is. There are a couple of you guys that continually, you take the test and then you don't finish the last step and then it comes 0 out of whatever. And then we have to set up a whole nother test for you to take because you can't retake the same test. So please, 20 of you guys that have not taken it, take it now. Okay, we need to move on. This next test I'm going to have come up pretty quickly. Over the next week, I'm going to submit I'm going to give some effort activities that I really recommend that you guys all do. So please do those. Again, they're not for grade right now, but it's just good practice. It's good. You might as well do this stuff now while you're not doing anything else. So that way, when your parents kick you out of the house and it's time to become a grown-up, you already have a bunch of this information. All right. So again, I miss you guys. I hope you're all doing well. You have my phone number. You have my email. Let me know if you need anything. You guys are the best, and I really wish we could all finish out your senior year together. But other than that, you guys all have a great day, all right? Bye, guys.